Guys, welcome back. So as you can see, I am back with a different kind of video for you all. Actually, I have been meaning to release this video for a couple of weeks, but we're just gonna blame it on mom life. So I actually wanted to walk you guys through my reading journal. I have always wanted to do one of these, if I'm being honest, and last year, after seeing so many wonderful people on BookTube coming out with their different versions, and then at the end of last year seeing all of their flip throughs, I was really inspired to actually just pull the trigger and set my own up. So this is my first official reading journal. I'm super excited about it. I'm in love with it. And so hopefully you guys can get some ideas if you have been on the fence yourself about starting one. I know we're already a few weeks into January, but hey, I know there are people out there who are procrastinators just like I am. So I'm going to kind of walk you through my supplies. I actually don't have that many. I wanted to keep it simple and use the supplies that I already had. In fact, because I am a stationery lover, all of this I had on hand and I didn't have to buy anything new. So hooray for using the stash that you have. And if there's something in the video that you see that I don't list or don't talk about, feel free to leave a comment asking me where I got it from, and I will try to provide you with an answer if obviously I can remember. So let's just go ahead and dive in. This is an Archer and Olive notebook. It is a I think they call it like their traveler's standard size. I'm not sure, but I will go ahead and link it, or at least the closest one that they have, because I did purchase this a couple years ago, and like most stationery lovers, put it away on my shelf and not use it. But I'm breaking it out now. I'm absolutely in love with it. It is a forest green cover with this gold foiling of leaves, very nature inspired, and I kind of actually took that theme and ran with it for the decorations, at least so far when I was setting it up. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And as for supplies, so like I said, I kept it very simple. I do have some letter stamps that I used, which I got off of Amazon for really cheap. I do have some washi tapes. I'll go ahead and just kind of unroll these and show you. But I have a couple of washis right here. So this gold one I literally got from Michael's years back. It's just generic standard gold washi, pretty inexpensive. Then I have this kind of checkered washi. It came in a pack with like different colors. They all have this checker pattern though. Again, off of Amazon, really inexpensive. And I love this color because of its neutral tones, and it matched with the theme that I was going with. And then lastly, I have some Simply Gilded washi tape. I have, oh my goodness, so many rolls of their tape, and it was really hard for me to stick to just one. But this is kind of like a very soft seafoam green with the signature bows, and it is gold foiling for the bows. So absolutely adore this washi tape, and I'm so glad that I had an excuse to use it. As for the pens slash highlighters, I really kept it simple. I've got a Muji click pen, nothing to write home about, no pun intended. And I've got two Tombow markers. I've got a whole bunch of Tombows, but again, these are the ones that I stuck to for the theme that I was going with. There may actually be a green also, and let me actually grab that for you all. There's a green one here too. So really quickly, the colors, we've got 158 for the green. We've got 942 for this kind of nude color. And then lastly, we have 800 again for this beigey pink. So let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open. Like I said, I'm super excited to dive into it. So starting off, cover page, nothing to write home about. If I'm being honest, I really wanted to do something creative on the cover, but I did the thing that all of us do where I got analysis paralysis and I couldn't commit to what I wanted to put on this cover page. So I left it at just my name, and I figured I would come back and revisit this page when I had the perfect idea spark as to what I want to put on this, be it stickers or some kind of photo or whatever. I don't know. I'll let you guys know once I finally fill it out. All right, just like Jessica from Peace Love Books, I also keep this blank page just because I have a thing about writing on the first page. Also because it's like weirdly tight. I know that's just an excuse, but anyway, I do keep mine blank as well. Next, we have the index. This is pretty straightforward when it comes to not only just reading journals, but bullet journals in general. I just have basically every page and the associated page number, so that way when this gets pretty full, or if I'm looking for a specific page, I can easily go to this index and reference it. I do bullet journal, and I am a huge fan of the index. I always use mine, so naturally when it came to this reading journal, I wanted to make sure that I had one. Now, as for the stickers, all of my stickers that you're going to see are from Paper Minty Studios. I adore their shop so much and I finally had an excuse to use up my stash, and so every single sticker that you're about to see in here is from there. They have just the prettiest florals and just cozy vibes, hand-drawn matte and opaque stickers that I've seen. Next, we have my goals page. I actually did a video talking about the bookish goals and reading resolutions that I had set for myself for the year. This is basically just a written out version of them. If you're interested and you want to see the goals that I set for myself, I'll go ahead and link that video. But yeah, pretty straightforward. And as for the decorations throughout the entire reading journal, you can see I tried to keep it pretty minimal, you know, sticking with just a handful of washi tape, some hand lettering, some stamps, and then just the stickers. Again, all of them are from Paper Minty Studio, so didn't want to overwhelm myself because I wanted to make sure that it was something that I wanted to look at and was excited about all year round. Okay, so these next two pages, this next one is my social media tracker. I only have a booktube and bookstagram, but I do like to track what my subscriber and follower numbers are at the end of the month, and so I've got places here for me to go ahead and insert that. So at the end of January, for example, I'll just go ahead and write in underneath how many followers and how many subscribers, so on and so forth for the rest of the year. Now, going on to video ideas, that's pretty self-explanatory. I actually have an entire list on my phone about video ideas, but I wanted something tangible that I could reference, and so I will likely be transferring most, or at least some of the ideas on my phone onto the page, so that way I can be more inclined to reference them when I'm stuck trying to figure out what I want to film next. Okay, so pretty straightforward. This is a list of the books that I've read. Obviously, it's empty now. Don't judge me. However, I will be writing all of the books that I've read here on this page. I broke it down really simply just by the date and the title of the book. I actually had a page like this in my bullet journal every year that I've done one, and I absolutely adore it. It's just so fun just to see at a glance which books that I've read, and then obviously the date that I finished it. And again, just some hand lettering in that Tombow green, the stickers from Paper Minty Studio, which I absolutely adore. The book one in the corner, it's so pretty and totally relevant because obviously it's a book, and this is a page all about the books that I've read. Next, we have my monthly stats, and so this is actually going to be something that I fill out at the end of every month, and it's just basically breaking down how many kinds of books I read for that month. I've seen quite a few people do this layout, and the ones that I chose were just physical book, ebook, and audio. I kept it simple for myself, again, just so that I would be more inclined to fill it out at the end of the month. And so that's exactly what I'll do. I'll tally up each of the type of books that I read and then just have an overall look at the end of the year, which is really fun and something that's prettier to look at than, say, your Goodreads page that summarizes your year. Okay, so this next page is the layout that is really just going to show me all of the upcoming book releases that I'm excited about. I didn't really leave too much space for every month just because realistically there's only a handful of books that I'm really excited about, even though naturally there's hundreds of releases every year. But yeah, it's very simple. I've already got a few books listed out, including Jill Shalvis's book, The Family You Make, which is out in January. I've got book 2, Homicide in Hollow Hollow, which is a cozy mystery, a couple of thrillers on there, but I really like the way that this spread came out because it's really simple, it's very soft. I love the cozy sweater sticker in the corner, again, Paper Minty Studios, and then down here on the bottom is a dandelion stamp that I had lying around, and so I thought it just added just a little bit of something without making the page too cluttered. And I did not mention this earlier, but any kind of hand lettering that you see, I have done with a Tombow fudenosuke marker, and so I wanted to mention that just in case you guys had questions about it. Okay, so this last page over here on the left is my cozies to try. It's empty now, but rest assured it will be filled up pretty quickly. So one of my resolutions for myself was to dabble and discover more new to me cozy mystery themes, and so I wanted to make a layout for myself, basically listing out any kind of cozy mystery book or series that interested me, that was a theme that was new to me. That way I can reference it and come back and know which books to look at or buy whenever I had an opportunity to start a new book. So I'm really excited about this page because, like I said, I want to dabble in cozies that I have not started yet, and I have this whole page for me to fill out. Okay, so this page on the right is technically my January cover page. I admittedly did not quite know how to set up my monthly layouts. I have a feeling that maybe at the end of the month, I may tweak it for February and March, and it may take me a few months to figure out what I like to put on my monthlies. But for right now, we have this layout. And so very simple. Like I said, this is my January cover page. I've got some scrap floral pressed paper that I ripped up and glued down, and then I wrote a quote on it. I believe this is actually from Cassandra Clare's Chain of Gold book. I've never read it, if I'm being honest, but I really thought the quote was pretty. So it says, "Stories offer 1,000 fresh starts." I thought that was perfect for January, the beginning of the year. And again, we just have some Paper Minty Studio florals here, and this just checkered circle dot, which I like the kind of mix and match of the patterns. But oh God, I love her stickers so much, and I feel like it looks like a pressed flower even though it's a sticker. Okay, so here we are. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward for a monthly. I very well may change it next month, depending on how well this works for me, but I kept it pretty simple this first go around. We have a mini calendar that I basically can use as an at-a-glance for the actual days, and then also I have this star that is my key, where I will put a star for every day that I've read. I thought that that was a really simple way to track my daily reading, which is another goal of mine for the year, to just squeeze it in, even if it's just 5 minutes. And so this will be a way that I can hold myself accountable. And then here underneath it, I've basically just got another version of stats. So What I will do is I will put kind of like a tick mark or a tally under each of these after I finish a book. So if it's a physical book that I bought, I will tick off each of these, or if it's an ebook that I got off of KU, I will tick off both of those. If it's an ARC, etc., etc. And then obviously at the end of the month, I'll just put a total as to how many books I read or listened to for the month. Okay, so this is the last page on the right, and I'll be honest, I didn't quite know what to do with this page, but I kept it pretty simple. It's basically just going to be a list of books that are on my mind. I didn't want to call it a TBR because I am awful with TBRs. I will abandon them as soon as I say that it's a TBR. I'll instantly lose interest in it. But I also wanted to have a spot to list out books that either I've been thinking about, or books that I've stumbled across, or that people have told me about, or even books that are upcoming and being released for that month. So I've kind of got a mix of that already written out. So for example, The Family You Make by Jill Shalvis came out or comes out on January 11th. I have an arc of that, but if I didn't, I would still write it here just so that I would know it's coming out. And then underneath it, I've got two series that some bookish friends of mine, we were talking about, the Mercy Thompson series and the Dresden Files series. Both of these I'm interested in, and they've kind of been on my mind. Will I read them this month? Maybe. Maybe not, but I feel like as soon as I claim it as a TBR, I'll instantly lose interest. So I'll just say that it's a book that I'm currently thinking about, because you all know what I mean by that. You know, you have books that you think about, or that you're really excited about, or that there's hype surrounding, and you don't want to forget them or add them necessarily to your endless Goodreads TBR because you know that that's just a black hole and you'll never think about it again. So this is my way of kind of keeping those books on the forefront. And as for deco, again, I kind of kept it simple. We've got my Simply Gilded washi here. I did a few stars with a gold pen. I had very little, but at least some kind of construction paper. This is kind of like a mauve color, and so I just ripped it and glued it down to layer. Another piece of washi, and then a Paper Minty Studio sticker here that's coffee related to kind of go together. So yeah, that's it. The next thing that I would do, as you can see, it's blank here, but from here, this is where I will go ahead and print out photos of each of the books that I make and kind of write any kind of summary or anything that I want about it. I'm keeping it very loose, very open. So it can be a summary, it could be quotes, it could be why I liked a character, or anything at all. I wanted to keep it open. That way I would be more inclined to write about each of the books, because again, as soon as I force myself to do something, I'm not going to want to do it. So keeping it up for interpretation. Let me know if you guys would be interested in a flip through either at the end of the month or at the end of the year. At least that would keep me accountable to make sure that I utilize this. But as for now, I'm very excited about it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and if you have been thinking about doing your own reading journal, hopefully this would be inspirational for you. I will link, I will list out a couple of the accounts whose videos that I watched that I got inspiration from. I watched, oh my goodness, dozens of videos, but there were a couple that I thought really did a good job and kind of encapsulated what I wanted to do when it came to a reading journal, and so I'd love to share that with you all. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, please like and subscribe. I know this is different than what I'm used to, but again, I'm super excited about this, and I can't wait to fill it out as the year goes on. So happy reading, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!